that one. This is going to be perfection to keep up with the top riders in the sport out here today, but a very solid first run out here in the finals so far for Owen Marks, our youngest competitor, born in 1998, first rider to drop all the pressure on his shoulders. A 68.3 comes in for Owen. So we're going to be moving forth to our next rider up, a man from Lyon, France, who has been pushing hard year after year on the Freeride World Series, the FMB World Tour. Nicolas Terrier. He's been working hard and trying to get himself some more points on the World Series as he drops in here. That's a 360 bar spin, truck driver, front flip tuck no-hander, and a 180 bar spin. Has a nice half cab out of there. Some solid extension on that tuck no-handed front flip from Nicolas Terrier from Lyon, France. And then you see perfecting that 180 bar spin. Swatch Rocket Air has been going on for 10 years strong. I'm so excited to be back out here myself, announcing for you guys in 2019. This is such an incredible event for all friends and family. The Flying Metal crew delivering a world-class course. Beautiful 360 bar spin. Tail right there from the Frenchman. Backflip unturned down right there, and a 540 bar spin. That's a tough one that riders have difficulty with every year, to hold that end corner right before the boxes. Terrier holds the line really well right there. Nice job that the Flying Meta crew I have been mentioning has done on this course. Year and year, repetitively they come out and sculpt a unique course, something that has a better theme, a more fun atmosphere. It's very tough to top year after year, but they seem to do it. They've been going strong. One of the most incredible events out here in Thun, Switzerland, bar none. Nicolas Terrier, 78.3. That's higher than Owen Marks' score, pushes him into first place. We're gonna have to wait and see how that's gonna hold as we have the next 18 riders coming down. We're gonna see some really heavy hitting runs come your way. Pushing up to our third rider out of the gate, this is ANTONIN HONORE, as well from France. ANTONIN dropping in off this massive first step down feature, 360 bar spin into a big front flip tuck no-hander like his fellow Frenchman, but executing a 360 tail whip on that step up. Take a moment to check out some replay looks at the first half of this run. As we're in the ice rink here, it may be a different format than many slope style events you watch. It's a flat surface, and so to generate speed, we have the largest features obviously on one side, and we only have one lap as they go back up onto the scaffolding features and then tackle it down the next way. Right here, ANTONIN is about to drop in. This used to be either a whale tail feature or something different, but now we have a cannon this year in 2019 with a huge 720 for HONORE, holding his line just barely with that tail whip, and then into a 270 X-up and a big cork 720 off of the last straight jump in a 540 for ANTONIN HONORE. This is one of the biggest runs we've seen so far today. Check that out. Almost over-rotating that 720. You'll notice many of the riders out here riding hardtail bikes trying to generate all the speed they can on the flat ice surface here. Of course, not ice, but pavement for the Rocket Air. And here's a look at that 540 at the very end of Honore's run. He's going to have to wait and see what his score will be, but I guarantee it's going to be the top one of the day. We're going to have to wait and see how high he's able to get on that board, however, delivering some of the largest tricks we've seen so far. There are some big moves pulled out in qualification as well. We have yet to see the top 10 FMB pre-qualified riders ride so far today, so they've been able to watch ANTONIN on air right there with an 83.7. That puts his score high up. And BRAYDEN from Canada, representing. He came out here and was able to spend some time in Europe before heading to Switzerland so he could get over that jet lag. Has some unique tricks that he's been perfecting. Oh, and I can't believe he went down on that flip whip. He's been doing it every time in practice. Oh, that's an upset for BRAYDEN. He really had that one locked, and sometimes you just can't get those nerves out of the gate. He's gonna go back up there and have all the pressure on his shoulders for a second run. But you see right here, just a little bit, couldn't quite catch the pedals and over-rotated, sliding out. Upset for BRAYDEN. You can see the deflation in his emotion right there. Doing that nice new Mongoose bike, BRAYDEN is gonna push with an insignificant 13.3 right now. Unfortunately, was only able to land his first trick. As always, finishing my sentence up there. Some incredibly unique tricks, but one of the man who needs no introduction out here in Thun. He's been on more podiums than any other athlete competing in the 10 years of the Swatch Rocket Air. Coming off of a third place finish in 2019, this is Sam Pilgrim. Backflip, tail whip to tabletop, and oh! A front flip, tuck no hander, not getting the full rotation on that. You see Sam really going for it out here in his run. One mountain bike athlete representing Swatch. You see things started big with that backflip tuck no hander and move forward into this signature backflip tail whip. Sam is perfected, but then adding a tabletop into that big, massive 20-foot jump right there. And not quite getting the rotation, unfortunately. See, Sam pushes up. He's going to get a chance to still put things together. That might be where a crash is able to still hold if you just do it on that third step-up jump there. Oh, but Sam decides to just go toss some bees. Hitting that spine. You get a really good look at our course from that cable cam here. Showing some of that street influence he has in his riding style. One of the most popular social media vets out there in any sport. You ever noticed that luge video that was circulating on everyone's Instagram account that originated from Mr. Pilgrim? Go out and check him out on Instagram. I was saying one of the most well-represented contest riders in the Swatch Rocket Air, delivering a podium at nearly every edition, -2 in the Swatch Rocket Air series for the last decade. Leaving out 2017 and 2016. Finishing in the top 3 for each other year. Pardon me, minus 2015 as well, but a very close finish there in 2015 at 4th place. Sam is waiting to see his score. This isn't the place that he is used to being, starting off in 15th position right now. He did qualify halfway through the pack. He wasn't one of those pre-qualified riders, but he does have what it takes. And Mr. Consistency, we'll have to wait and see if that holds up in his second run. Sam Pilgrim, everyone, will go back up to the top, and you will see him in run number 2. We're doing it for Germany, representing one of the nicest guys out here on the Freeride World Series. This is Max May. Backflip, tuck, no-hander. Cork 720 perfect rotation, pardon me. And that would hurt as he hit the rosette there on that steel structured railing. Let's take a look. I thought he was completely going to under-rotate, but nailed that perfectly and shut me up on that one. Cork 720 right there, dialed. And then into this 360 downside tail, but drifted and landed on that ledger right there. Nice to see that they haven't fixed that railing in, but just held it as a support. So we didn't have riders falling off the edge. Max right now, he is going to come at you guys with a creative bar brand maybe. You guys follow it for the future. Check it out. Double tail whip on that cannon into a 360 double tail whip from Mr. May. Tuck no-hander over that big hip jump and coming into the spine. Backflip double bar spin, ending things off into the quarter. Alley-oop tail whip, and that does it for the Germans' first run out here in Switzerland. Take a look back at the second half of the run, starting big with that double tail whip off of the cannon feature, pushing into that massive straight jump. It has a slight bit of a right angled hip to it, so going alley-oop on that 360 double tail whip. And then that big backflip double bar spin on the spine jump and getting an alley-oop tail whip air on that last quarter to dirt obstacle. Waiting for his scores to come in. See this great venue out here in Thun encapsulates a big crowd. We're able to stay focused and warm, huddled together here in the mountains of Switzerland. Max pushes with a nice third place there, 74 even. As I said, we're in the mountains. It's about to snow. You did not hear me wrong there. It is May 5th, and it's almost snowing. Make sure you guys do your best to come global warming out there, but let's get back to the fun action with David Lieb from the United States as he starts his big drop in here. 360 double bar spin, I'm quite sure. Couldn't see with the confetti. Pushing into this step up with a nice opposite tail whip. Smooth and consistent for that first pull. Let's take a look back. Some of the slow motion from that first line. Still not quite sure, but I think that was a 360 double bar spin into a backflip double bar spin. Beautiful camera work from our Swiss cameraman up here. David Lieb from Petersburg, USA, doing it for GT Bikes. Coming into the cannon with his take on the double tail whip, holding it on the pedals, and a three. Oh, going down hard there. You may have seen he had to adjust his footing on that double tail whip. I don't think he quite got it around. Gonna finish off the run anyways. Get speed for the spine jump, the bar spin, and anything's off so he can go to the finish line corral. Nice flare right there. Get a couple more points in the bag before it's all done. Check out the double tail whip right here. Had to readjust and take a pedal there for speed. I don't think he had enough speed coming into this 360 bar spin to tail whip. Just couldn't quite get that amplitude he wanted for such a high caliber trick. 3 tricks in one right there. But he's up and okay. Great medical staff in the back there watching eagerly, making sure David was all put together. It's miraculous, actually, how these professionals are able to fall and bounce right back up. It requires years of practice. Body gets used to it, almost like a Taekwondo fighter. But as that score isn't going to be enough, Dave will go and try and regain his composure, and we move over to Sweden's VIKTOR DOUHAN. Rider is taking care of his fitness more than almost anyone I see out here. Using the roller and taking care of his routines in the morning, eating healthy, bringing his own food along. It's what it takes to stay on top. But as well, it's going to require some incredible skill and unique variations. But perfection with the execution of tricks out here. A great truck driver off that first drop into a suicide no-handed front flip. That's one that we're not seeing any other rider do out there. Not doing the tuck no-hander, but doing a suicide variation, then going into that 360 downside tail whip on the step up. Perfectly coming back to the pedals on that 360 downside whip. Had great extension on the suicide no-hander and was very clean and consistent. Pumped all the way through. Maybe didn't have the highest tricks, but he's definitely going to tick some unique boxes for the judges. Clean and consistent style. See what he has though coming for the last switch here. Off the cannon with a big front flip bar spin and a 360 tail whip. Deciding to skip that burn, going into an alley-oop or 270 unlooked down to bar spin and a tail whip on the last jump, then coming into a 540 bar spin, finishing off from that quarter pipe to dirt. Great run for VIKTOR DOUHAN. I mentioned he's really looking after himself out here, but as well you can see it's almost in a meditative state. Didn't push himself too hard. A lot of the riders are coming out and having mess-ups in their first runs, slipping pedals, not getting the tricks that they're looking for, crashing on things they've been doing all day in practice. VIKTOR really came out and delivered on this first run. Just hear him say there, I'm very good at lip reading. I didn't do everything I wanted, but looked to me like you had a nice, solid, let's call it a safety run. We'll have to wait and see what the judges think with this one, but I'm saying maybe around the 74. Let's see. Oh, and an 80.7. Second place for VIKTOR DOUHAN. And so we have an 83.7 for Antonin HONORE in first place right now. That's a score to beat. And Nicolas Tellier, third place with that 78. As well, what we just saw, DOUHAN from Sweden in second. But from Canada, we have GRIFFIN PAULSON about to try his luck out here. The 10th anniversary for the Swatch Rocket Air. Coming off of this big Red Bull step down with a backflip into a double backflip. Oh! Oh, he's going to be okay from that one. Really was going for it on that one. As you saw, he just did the straight backflip off of that big Red Bull step down to gather the speed, hold it, so he was able to get that amplitude, but didn't quite get the perfect pop going into that double backflip. It's one of the most dangerous tricks ever in two-wheeled history. But it's gotten to the point where you have to throw that even in qualification if you want to make it through. As we watched GRIFFIN throw that as well in qualifications. Hopefully he's going to have a better chance at doing that in his second run. He was the second place qualifier out there today, but he's going to be sitting in 8th place after that show in his first run. Hopefully he can gather his composure and go back. We have an on-site interview right now.
Yes, it is.
Well, what keeps you coming back?
Good times in the party, man.
All right, Griff, dude, you had insane riding in qualies, pre-qualies. You just
going nuts out here. What do we have to expect? We're going to see all that crazy stuff once more in your second run?
Oh, for sure, and even more, man.
All right, I'm going to hype this crowd for your next run. Let's go, buddy!
Okay, and this is the man, the myth, the legend, David Gociak, who qualified first out there today. This is Simon Gociak's brother, gold medalist in BMX Dirt at the X Games, doing it big out here today in Thun, Switzerland. Look at that, the twister dubbed by Nikolai Rogakin. It's an off-axis 1080 right there, starting big with that backflip X-up. David Gociak delivering the goods, really comfortable out there on the 26-inch wheeled bike. Said he's riding this far more than anything else. Maybe only tackling the BMX bike twice a year these days. Said he's loving it. A solid opposite 360, topping things off. David Gociak finished 5th place last year at the Swatch Rocket Air, but he's been on vengeance. If you haven't watched his YouTube channel with his brother, go on and do so. Check out what he has on the second pull. Double tail whip out of the gate there. Whoa, into a bar spin cash roll. And then an alley-oop double bar spin. 360 downside tail from the spine and finishing it off with a bar spin flare. David Gociak has a near flawless run for the 10th anniversary of the Swatch Rocket Air. From Poland, I'm missing his brother out here at these stops, but look at the incredible skill from the young Polish rider. That cash roll bar spin on that second pull there. Some phenomenal action delivered in mountain biking by David Gociak. And he is elated with that one. I'm sure the judges will be as well. As I had mentioned previously, right now we're waiting to see if David can top that 83.7 from Antonin on air. The French rider is sitting in first place right now. And David Gociak's gonna be your new leader after run number 1. 94.3, that's gonna be an incredibly difficult score to beat. We're moving forward though. There are 10 more riders to drop. David was the first place qualifier, you're not mistaken, but there are 10 pre-qualified FMB athletes in front of him. And the first one of those 10 riders who is going to drop, they're going to be coming out of the United Kingdom. 30 years old, doing some big stuff. You see a couple recaps of action went down there from David Gociak. Suzek, Poland. And like I said, for the United Kingdom, 30 years old, Tom ISTED for GT Bicycles and Fox Head. Getting it done here, one of your first pre-qualified rider to drop. Cork backflip out of the gate and into a cork 720. Now beautiful front flip. Solid first section of this run for ISTED. Check out that cork 720. Really contorting his body to get that one around. And then into this step up. Pops a really high front flip, nearly missing the rafter beams with his front wheel right there. That's been something of difficulty for all the athletes in the last 10 years of the Rocket Air. But we're always out here trying to deliver the best show, and they keep doing the front flips on that one. I think they moved the step up back a tiny bit this year for such reason. But Tom, for the second half here, 360, our truck driver right there. Double backflip on the slight banked hip jump. And then on that right hip, an alley-oop bar spin into a Superman backflip. Clicking the heels there to get back on the bike, and a solid flare. ISTED is pumped. He got everything on that run flawless. An incredible first run from the Great Britain athlete. Look at that double backflip right here. I mentioned before, it's just a slight right hip on that jump to get into that berm. So Tom decided to just go straight for that and link up into the berm, getting the speed for that next hip jump. And a great execution of that flare as well. Like to see that he was nice and straight in the middle of that dirt landing, not pushing too far over, getting great amplitude. Giving hugs and support out there for David Gotziak as the rider just before him, but also friendship is top out here for the MTB athletes. Gotziak right now, he's sitting way on top with an 11-point lead, a 94.3 in first place. We're gonna have to wait and see if ISTED is able to top that score at all. ISTED, a great score, but not enough to push past second place. So he gets a third with an 82 even. That means in second place, we still have ANTONIN HONORE with an 83.7. So close, nail-biting runs going on here. Gotziak, HONORE, ISTED, DOUHAN, and Terrier rounding out the top 5. We move forward to Torquato Testa, who is familiar with being on top as well out here. Came second place in 2017 from Italy. Torquato Testa. CP represent with a beautiful cash roll right there. 360 bar spin. Going big. That backflip 1 foot X up. Check out the cash roll, just perfection on such a large jump, coming out with so much speed. Nice truck driver up top. Simple first section, but incredible execution, some high profile tricks. Torquato dropping in for the cannon here with a backflip no foot can. This is how he became popular in mountain biking, and getting that cork 720 a bit, has to over rotate to make that hip jump. Tuck no hander to bar spin and into a 360 tail whip. What does he have for the last quarter pipe? Nice tail whip air. Torquato Testa as well gets a solid first, almost perfect run. If we take a look at the last pull here, I'm going to show you a few sections that made me use the adjective almost perfect, but a beautiful back from no foot can. What an incredible trick to do. Coming up here with this cork 720, slightly under rotated, holding strong right there though. Tuck no hander, not quite getting the biggest extension, but getting that bar spin. And then a simple tail whip, finishing things off. We'll have to see how that compares to some of the more difficult tricks on that last jump, but a great first run for the Italian as he waits for his scores to come in. David Gotziak, your hot seat leader right there. Sitting out waiting to see if his score holds with the 94.3. That's an incredible score to beat. Where are we going to go from here? A third place for Torquato Testa, 83 even. Pushes out ISTED into fourth place and narrows the second to third category by less than 1 point.
You already in. Thanks, man. You will revolution.
Want to give it a bit of props to Godziak.
Good job. Good luck, man. Thank you.
Nice if we can have Simon on the contest scene right now to be able to have one of the other half. And another Italian who's used to being on top up here. Finished third place in 2017, Diego Cavarzazzi, as well third place in 2016. Let's see if he can trump that podium. That was a front flip double bar spin into a double tail whip. He's going for it out there. The Italian stallion firing back right there with a back flip. X up, holding his line into this front flip. 1, 2. Beautiful execution there. And that double tail whip on the step up. Diego Cavarzazzi, Lavigno Bike Park, he's representing right there. Another incredible spot up here in the Alps, but we're in Thun, Switzerland. If you guys tune in, it's the 10th anniversary. Diego Cavarzazzi is looking to see if he can beat that third place topped ranking he has so far in the Rocket Air. Backflip tail whip. And a bar spin air. Ending things off treehouse there. Diego Cavarzazzi was one of our pre-qualified riders. He's currently sitting at 17th position in the Freeride World Tour rankings. Really looking to improve his score, but as well, keep note for everyone watching at home, this is a huge event for the Freeride World Series. It's going to be 2 wild cards awarded out here in Switzerland for athletes to go and join the Diamond Series of Crankworks event in Innsbruck. There's not going to be any wild cards received for Whistler this year, so that means this is the last gold event that requires that rewards wild cards for these athletes to get a chance to win a spot into that big Red Bull Joyride in Whistler in August. You guys want to stay tuned for that? Make sure you go to FMBWorldTour.com. You guys can see all the details in the live rankings as they come in here. An 8th place for Diego Cavarzazzi, 70.7. You guys see some rain out there in the forecast. It's supposed to turn to snow. It's 2 degrees out here in Thun, Switzerland. That's the beautiful castle that we have. We're looking right now at Paul Couder from France, who is about to drop in for his first run here. Frenchman as well. He's sitting in 18th position. They're all fighting for a spot. And that Innsbruck. And check out that 720 from Paul Couder, putting some pushes in, and I believe that was an opposite 360 up. So let's see, that was a 360 bar spin into the cork 720. And yeah, an opposite 360 up, that step up for Paul. You see he had to push in some pedals there out of that cork 720, wasn't able to keep his speed and momentum. Rocket Air for his second run. Pardon me, his second pull on his first run. Coming into the cannon here. Backflip bar spin. And into the huge double backflip. Check the amplitude on that one. Sailed almost past the landing. Alley-oop, 270. One of the largest second halves to all these runs we've seen out there. Is it going to be enough for the judges to add both those and have Paul end up in that podium position right now? We're going to have to take a look back. Some of that action that came out of the second half. Backflip bar spin out of the gate into this huge double backflip. That is how you get it done, folks. And the biggest trick we've seen so far, including the absolute biggest amplitude on that spine, that 720 thrown into a nice tail whip. That was a big one for the Frenchman. We're gonna have to wait for these scores to come in for Commencal bikes and the chill zone. Paul, like I said, is 18th on the FMB ranking so far in 2019. Really looking to increase his points out there, but as well, maybe get a title out here in Thun. And second place, 86-0, the second highest score we see out there today. Miles ahead of HONORE, the other Frenchman who was in second place with an 83-7, but not close yet to that 94-3 from David Gotziak. However, if you hear the stadium erupt, you get a bit of that ambience. We have Melancholy playing in the background in true Flying Metal Crew fashion. This is Lukas Huppert from Switzerland, the local boy from Niederwangen, Switzerland. Lukas Huppert dropping in for his first run at the hometown crowd. Backflip, double tail whip, holds on, slips a pedal into a tail whip right there. The hands go up. He knows that he made a bit of a bobble there. It's going to be deducted. Unfortunately, as well, didn't quite get the click, but these are nitpicks that I'm calling out there. Look at that, otherwise known as the helicopter, a backflip double tail whip to, I believe, an opposite whip right there. Bernie just saw Paul Couder come down and push himself into a respectable 86 even. That's a second place right now, but the crowd in the ice rink here in Thun has erupted and are on their feet. For the young Swissman dropping in with that huge front flip, coming into the big jump, 720 corked out. 360 tail whip, 270 style on that in, pushing in to the spine with, I believe, a triple truck driver and a 540 bar spin, doing it big. Lukas Huppert. This is a huge run out there for the young man. The second youngest rider in our competition, and the only Swissman out here in the finals. Check out that beautiful court 720. And stepping up right there. 1, 2. That was a triple truck driver. 360 with the body and the bike, and then an extra 3 times around with the handlebars. Finishing off with that 540 bar right there. A great run for the Swissman. That is definitely going to rival one of our top 3 spots. Let's wait and see which one he'll be taking over. I might be eating my words, however, with that one. He did have a slip pedal on that first run. It's hard to forget once you see such an incredible sense of athleticism delivered on this last half of the course. And the crowd out here is definitely helping. Incredibly excited to see the Swissman come down. And I'm excited to see what the scores are going to roll in. Lukas Huppert is sitting in a respectable 8th position on the FMB rankings. And he was coming in with our fifth last rider to drop so far today. He was pre-qualified from that ranking system so far. And it's going to be a big score. We are sure of that, but where will it put Huppert on this one? A 5th place, an 82.5. Definitely going to have to clean up that first half of his run.
Meine Damen und Herren, Luki. Sag dir nie, Luki, du bist der Huppi. Huppi, vor einem Jahr in dieser Halle. Der grösste Moment von deinem Leben. Du hast ins Finals geschafft vom Swatch Rocket Air. Ein Event, wo jeder Schweizer Fahrer davon träumt, reinzukommen. Huppi Mös, vor x Jahren, wir haben dich entdeckt, du bist langsam aufgekommen, hast Tricks gelernt und alle haben einfach gewusst, shit, der Bub, der wird einfach der beste Schweizer Nerdjumper. Huppi, du bist jetzt da, einer der gesetzt bestesten Fahrer der Welt. Huppi, was bedeutet dir der Event und der Run?
Also als erstes auf jeden Fall das Publikum in Thun, es ist der absolute Hammer, wir lieben euch. Danke Chris für deine Worte, mein Coach. Und ja, ich habe noch ein bisschen Luft gegen Uhr. Ich probiere noch meinen Score ein bisschen höher zu setzen für den nächsten Run, aber mal eine gute Grundlage.
Also Huppi, wir trainieren jeden Tag zusammen. Ich weiß genau, was der Bub in der Tasche hat. Leute, das war ein geiler Run gewesen. Aber hey, Lukas fucking Huppert wird euch in Köpfe versprengen heute. Ich verspreche euch das. Macht Lärm für den Lukas Huppert!
And some great words and camaraderie down there in the finish line corral. You guys do not speak Swiss or quite understand that German dialect. They were speaking, well, basically about the upbringing of Lukas out here in Switzerland and just the praise that he gets from all the Swiss fans out here. He's very looking forward to come back for his second run and deliver a world-class performance, but a world-class MTV slopestyle athlete, Anthony Mazzeri, dropping in for his first run here. Huge amplitude, but slipping pedals on that backflip tail whip. Unfortunately, this is going to cost him his scoring position to jump up in that top 5 or podium position right here. Look at the backflip tail whip, not getting his front foot on the pedal right there, as you see. Anthony Mazzeri blew into the mountain bike scene years ago in Whistler. The Red Bull Joyride, his hometown biggest slopestyle event. He came from a BMX background, but I think the mountain bike suits him a lot better. Let's see as he drops in for that second run. Huge flat spin 360, but he's keeping it calm and collected. He knows that he'll have to deliver better on that first half to end anywhere in the position he's looking for out there today. Anthony Mazzeri. Anthony Mazzeri right here. Some big moves, that front flip coming off of that cannon feature. Keeping a nice bit of trail style. If you guys don't follow Anthony, go check out his social media. He has a beautiful riding spot. Some of the coolest flat spin 360s you're gonna see on 2 wheels. Loser right there. Waiting for his score to come in. He knows it isn't going to be. Yeah, he's talking about where his pedal spin actually on that flip whip. One of the most difficult things. You see that his front foot didn't go in there. It's good enough for 12th place. And still our leader out there from his first run. He's our first place qualifier. It's David Gotziak. But moving forward to a man who's been dominating out there. Second place finish last year in 2018 here in Switzerland. This is Alex Alenko from Sweden. Alenko is sitting second in the FMB World Rankings right now, coming off of an incredible performance out there on the Diamond Series. Oh! And unexpectedly going down for the first time I've seen today on a cork 720 on that straight jump. That's an upset for the Swedish rider. Alenko, like I was saying, was second place last year out here in the Rocket Air. Matt Jones taking first. Unfortunately, not able to see Matt Jones out here today. Pardon me, I believe I had said he's second in the world ranking, but Alenko is actually currently sitting in 13th position. You guys are wanting to back check my scores, you're able to go to fmbworldtour.com/en/athletes.html and check out the rankings for yourself. You get all the information on fmbworldtour.com for the upcoming events, the rankings, news, and anything else related to the Freeride Mountain Bike World Series. From the Czech Republic though, doing it for, I believe, almost every year in Thun. He's been out here doing things strong. Jakob Wenzel, Jakob's highest position. I'm gonna have to dig deep into the archive on this one. But let's get back to that later. Oh, not getting the run he was wanting, unfortunately. Jakob is always looking to send it out there on course. But just missing the podium many years. Jakob Wenzel coming from the Czech Republic. He's looking to really get a good score out here in 2019. Wow. Big trick right there, showing us what he has up his sleeve. He's really going to want to polish up that first half of his run. Yes, and the only rider out there today showing us a little bit of creativity and not just hitting a quarter to dirt feature, but doing a nice wall tap on the cabin. Great second half of the run for Jakob Wenzel, starting with that tuck no-hander backflip into a 720 tire grab. Jakob Wenzel right there. And moving to that new painted Red Bull helmet Guys maybe haven't seen this. He got the lids as he was coming out on the flight. The new German energy drink, top young gun, Erik Fedko, had an incredibly difficult crash yesterday. He was riding on this great custom Rose bike, went down hard, but look at the tricks coming out of this boy. Whoa, we are gonna have to take a look at some of those replays. Started off this backflip tuck no hander, perfect execution. Then moving forward to a trick that we haven't seen anyone do so far out there this year. That's that backflip, huge Superman C grab. Great execution and extension on that trick. As well, hugely immense difficulty. And then pushing into a 360 triple bar spin on the step up. Tail whip, 360 bar spin to tail whip, coming into the hip jump, blasting a tuck no handed 270 into the spine jump, huge amplitude all the way to flat with that backflip bar spin, and great style on that 540, holding it together for the young German rider, Erik Fedko, Kronenberg, Germany. He is one to be reckoned with for the year to come. And for years to come, he's sitting in 5th position on the world ranking so far in 2019. Fedko had a 7th place finish at the Diamond Stop, the last one in Rotorua. Gonna have to wait and see for that score to come in. Some incredible riding, but is it going to be enough to top that 94.3 from David Godziak, who's been holding strong with his first run? David Godziak, like I said, from run number 1, has held that hot seat. 2nd place, the closest one to him is nearly 8 points away. Paul Couder with an 86 even. Right now, we're waiting to see the new Red Bull German athlete, Erik Fedko, if he's able to stick it out and bear that podium position. Godziak right there for Red Bull Poland on the right. And Red Bull Germany, Erik Fedko, 3rd place. A nice position, 84.7. He pushes out the Frenchman Antonin
Die
HONORE.
letzten paar Jahre her Saison, after Saison, einfach geniale Leistungen. Frischer Helm, frisches Bike. Wie fühlst du dich hier am Rocket Air heute?
Ich bin einfach mega stoked hier zu sein. Die Crowd ist geil, ihr seid alle der Hammer. Ich freue mich auf den zweiten Lauf.
Alright, dürfen wir mit einem Step-Up rechnen auf dem zweiten Lauf?
Ja, ich werde auf jeden Fall versuchen, noch einen draufzusetzen und euch alle zu beeindrucken.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, Erik Fedko!
We'll do a little bit of translation out there with the new helmet, with the new bike. How you feeling out there? Incredibly happy to be out here with this immense crowd. They're very cool, very responsive. Out here in the stadium in Thun, it's an incredible feeling when the crowd gets on their feet, and a man that they keep getting on their feet for year after year that he's out here competing. Nikolai Rogakin took the win back-to-back in 2016 and 17. He's back at it again. 2019, can he do it? Tail whip off that drop and pushing in. And that's, going down on the twister. He saw that it worked for David Godziak, but he was unable to deliver right there on the first run. Mind you, a man who has done so many world's firsts. And he has invented that trick, the twister. It's not just a 1080, but it's corked out. 720 into the last 360 rotation, gets very corked, almost a inverted front flip. Kind of a combination of the cash roll. Anyways, let's get into the cannon here. Nikolai Rogatkin, 360 tail whip. Triple tail whip. Slipping pedals, but holding on. 270, coming into the spine jump. 720. And a 540 from Nikolai. Check this out, 360 double bar spin right there. Triple tail whip, but he slips a pedal right there. This is going to be some deductions from the judges, as well as, of course, that twister, which has basically canceled his chances of getting on the podium so far from this first run, but still doing an incredible performance for the crowd out here in Switzerland, and as well getting some practice out there for the young American rider. Representing ex-Dubai, Alpine Stars, Cali Protective Specialized Bikes, and many more names under that list of sponsors. 45 even, 15th position. Not the spot that Rogatkin is looking for. He's shooting for broke, as you don't see him on the list of the top 5 out there from the 2018 Rocket Air. He crashed out in both his finals runs, wasn't able to defend his title from 2017 and 16, but he's back for vengeance out there in 2019, and might be one of the only riders who's able to rival the Polish Mr. David Gociak, who's sitting right now on top. You see there with the 94.3. Paul Kuder in second place with an 86, even, and Eric Fredko from Germany with an 84.7. ANTONIN HONORE with fourth place, Torquato Testa. Lucas Huppert in 6th and 7th place right there. Tom ISTED. 8th place is VIKTOR DOUHAN. 9th, Nicolas Terrier. Max May rounding up the top 10. 11th place, Diego Cavarzazzi. Owen Marks in 12th. Anthony Mazzeri 13th. And Jakob Wenzel in our 14th position. Moving forward to 15th, it's going to be none other than Great Britain's Sam Pilgrim. Oh, pardon me. That is going to be Nikolai Rogatkin in 15th, who just bumped out Sam into 16th position. David Lieb in 17th. Griffin PAULSON 18th. BRAYDEN BARRETT 19th. Alex Alenko 20th. Those last 5 riders all have a chance at taking home first today. It's going to be an incredible second run that you guys are going to have to wait and see. So moving forward, thanks you guys for tuning in right now. This is Ryan Meyer, and we are live for the Swatch Rocket Air in Thun, Switzerland. Huge shout out to the Flying Metal crew for building this incredible course, and the audience out here in Thun for coming out and supporting us for 10 years in a row. It's the birthday year out here, 1 decade going. We're going to be taking a bit of a break for you guys. So stay tuned, take a little beverage on your way out, and we'll be coming back with a fresh crew who's had time to contemplate these scores and see what they have ready for run number 2.
Also, ich sag euch Bescheid, wenn es zum Ende der Pause geht, bereitet euch gescheit vor mit mindestens 5 Bier, damit wir in der zweiten Halbzeit es hier noch richtig krachen lassen können. Also, haut's rein, bis gleich.
Aber dann hast du recht schnell mal gesehen, jetzt wenn wir wiederholen, so viele Leute kommen, in so einer Riesenbrücke und bringt dir immer. Ja, wenn wir die Welle reinfahren, dann wird es dann schon recht gut. Du hast gemerkt, wie nicht nur das Zoom angenommen, sondern richtig, das Swatch Rocket Air, und dort sicher nicht einfach geworden, das hat uns auch gepackt und gesagt, dass wir noch eine Scheibe auflegen. Die beste Fahrer der Welt angezogen. Der erste Ruderstoff ist ziemlich klar keine Geld. Kannst gar nicht übersehen. Investiert, ja. Nach dem Selbstlernen sich geblieben, aber ich bin in der Frau und der Bundesschule ist einer der absolut stylischen Fahrer. GRIFFIN in den letzten Jahren ist GRIFFIN Fußball gemacht im weltlichen Schritt. Und dann können wir zusammen filmen und sie bezahlen. Ja, das ist auch gut. Ja, HONORE ist letztes Jahr nur Geld. Wir haben mit 25 Kategorien ein bisschen fertig gemacht. Ja, das ist jetzt so ein tolles Team. Perfekte Rolle, Handplay. Sehr angenehm, fast nichts mit Schaufelkurs ich habe im 3. Jahr gezeigt, wir müssen lösen, wir kommen auf, wir müssen aus der Halle wissen. Meine grösste Angst war eigentlich so, dass man am Anfang nicht, dass sie nicht mehr gefunden sondern dass man es nicht. Und aufgrund von dem hat es nachher angefangen, dass man möchte aufzeigen, zum Beispiel schätzen, wird man in der Mitte an die Fälle sehen. Technisch am meisten sind die Programme, jedes Mal 15 bis 15 und dann von da von der der Sprung wirklich nicht das ist der ist ein Vorschlag und sie das Kurz und die Radiostellung Jutta ist große Klasse der Richtung die Farbe perfekt konzentriert und mit Geschwindigkeit. Hello everyone, I'm Sam Pilgrim and I'm from England and I'm a professional marketer. This is actually going to be the 10th time which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, the track has improved drastically over the years. The first time I went there, it was just like a few ramps in a pool. Now it's like this masterpiece that people are coming just to look at the course. for me, the track's like perfect. The jumps are still like big enough to do good tricks on, but they're safe enough that you can like really set on tricks that you might not be that comfortable with. And that's why you see some of the best running out. I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Good start, good sweeping shots at the middle, but the rolls in the jump.
Trotz alles gibt eigentlich jedes Mal interessant, ist die Effizienz mit dessen ist die Art, aber es ist nur geil, dass man die ganze Team zahlen, aber wenn man das erledigt ist. Jedes Jahr glaube ich, egal wie das ist.
mit langen, so ein bisschen, vielleicht nicht wirklich viel wäschenden Haaren und erzählt euch von irgendeinem Projekt. Und ich sage, ich mache mit. Ich investiere Wetter in den jungen Bursch in die absolut crazy Idee, die er hat, von einem Contest. Und ich unterstütze ihn. Und heute Abend haben wir die Ehre, dass 5 von denen seit 10 Jahren dabei sind. Und 5 von denen haben wir heute Abend hier. Und wir wollen denen einfach mal ein riesen fettes Merci verpassen, dass die Rocket Air seit 10 Jahren unterstützen. Von Anfang an daran geglaubt haben, ob es jetzt eine kleine Bude ist oder eine grosse Bude. Seit 10 Jahren unterstützen sie uns. Und darum darf ich euch herzlich hier oben bei mir begrüßen. Und zwar ist das von der Stadt Thun, der Gemeinderat, der Roman Gimmel. Dann haben wir den Fred Schneider von den Allianzversicherungen. Dann haben wir die AEK-Bank, die einfach jede Hundsverlochene in Thun unterstützt. Die hier sind seit 10 Jahren dabei, vertreten wird sie hier von Philipp Zürcher. Dann haben wir die herrlich coole Bude Auto Radio Moser, wo der Krigo Eichenberger heute ansteht. Und BA Logistik, der Beat Hermann, auch einer von denen, der von Anfang an mit dabei war. Merci vielmals. Danke, unterstützt ihr das Thunfest. Thunfest. Das Rocket Air. Seit 10 Jahren. Fetter Applaus für unsere Sponsoren. Jawohl, so viel zu sagen, Junge.
Ja, ich muss nicht noch schnell etwas sagen. Seit 10 Jahren gibt es das Event. Und alle Jahre muss ich wirklich wieder sagen, es ist einfach absolut Wahnsinn. Was man einfach nicht vergessen ist die Leute, die einem vertrauen, wenn man einfach noch wirklich ein kleiner Furz ist, mit dem Hut gegen hinten kommt, der einfach noch nichts hat, wirklich noch nichts hat auf die Beine gebracht. Und für das möchte ich wirklich herzlich bedanken bei Beat Hermann, bei der Logistik, Fico, der AEK-Bank, Fred, Allianz, Roman, Stadt Thun, Frigo, von Autoradio Moser. Und das war für mich wirklich ein riesen Vertrauen dann zumal, dass die haben gesagt, komm Cheryl, das ziehen wir durch. Und ich glaube, das ist doch mal ein fetter Applaus wert!
Stellvertretend für alle Leute, die da sind und vor allem stellvertretend für das OK stehst du heute Morgen hier oben. Merci vielmals. Machst du das? Merci vielmals für deine Ideen und merci zieht ihr das durch. Ein fetter Applaus für alle Helferinnen und Helfer und für das geile OK. Merci vielmals.
Ganze ist gestürzt aus dem ersten Run. Das bedeutet, der beste Fahrer fährt ganz zum Schluss und der in Anführungszeichen schlechteste beginnt. Diese ersten 6 sind aber so dermaßen krass, dass sich jetzt hier alles noch ändern kann. 2 Runs, einer zählt und genau das wollen wir jetzt miteinander feiern. Die Stadt Aufzug,
And we are back at the action. Alex Alenko ready to drop in 20th place. Currently, he's sitting 12.3. Absolutely not the spot he's looking to hold right now. Coming off of a 2nd place at the 2018 Swatch Rocket Air. Alex Alenko from Sweden with a truck driver into a Cork 720. That's where it went wrong for him in run 1. Tops things up there with that tail whip. Let's take a look back and see how he linked this up for his 2nd run. Right here, that Cork 7 totally contorted with his body right here. Alenko getting a nice pull though, but a lot of pressure sitting on the young Swedish rider's shoulders as he's ready to drop in for the 2nd run out here in Switzerland. First rider out of the gate. We took 10 from the FMB World Tour rankings, and we took 10 from qualification earlier today. Alenko was pre-quali, but not able to deliver in run 1. 361 foot can. Yes, getting nice combinations and amplitude here. Cork 720 again on that spine though, and into a 540. He holds it together, delivering under the pressure. Let's go back for some replays and see how things linked up on this 2nd half as he dropped in on that cannon feature right there with a 361 foot can. Great extension, holding his line 4th into this big hip jump. 360 bar spin and then hitting it into that tail whip. Shreds around the berm corner and rips up after the hip jump into a huge amplitude with that Cork 720 and holds it clean, getting as well that 540 right off there. Alenko so far is sitting in 3rd place for the Crankworx FMBA Slopestyle World Championship rankings. As well, like I said, off 2nd place last year. He has not taken the win yet at a Swatch Rocket Air, but he definitely is gunning for that. But will it be enough to hold against Poland's David Gociak, who is on top? 3rd place, a respectable 85.3 for the young Swedish rider. Not good enough to top, however, David Gociak's 94.3 or Paul Couder's 86 even. Moving up and into another boy who has what it takes to compete out here with the best of the best. Slopestyle competition. BRAYDEN BARRETT from Canada wants his chance back at Whistler, and that means he's going to have to win himself a wild card position to Innsbruck. Can he do it in tune? Gets the line he was looking for. Let's take a replay and see if that was as clean as we could catch it. 360 tuck no-hander off that big Red Bull step down. Backflip tail whip right there. He was having that backflip tail whip perfect from the first time he tried it in practice all the way through qualifications, but unfortunately messed it up in his first run due to whatever circumstances, but ended up linking it up and getting a solid first half of this course on his belt. Now linking up for the 2nd half. BRAYDEN BARRETT 360 tail whip, and coming into this feature, Superman seat grab Indian Air. A signature trick that BRAYDEN has, pardon me, held throughout the throughout his career. And a dialed 540. Great rotation. A lot of riders having difficulty with the landing. Coming off of a 540 on that last quarter pipe to dirt feature. There's that 360 tail whip. And here's a Indian Air. I don't know, I'm pretty sure he wanted to go for a tuck no-hander out of that as well, but didn't get the hands off. However, a huge trick is that 360 Superman seat grab Indian Air. Check out the last hit right there. It's very important for the riders to hold their tricks all the way to the end and get a big jump out of there instead of possibly, you know, just throwing a bar spin or something little off those quarter pipes. Judges are really looking for consistency and for that difficulty bar to be up at the top all the way through these runs. Right now, we had just seen Alenko come down, our first rider from the second runs, sitting in 20th place, and now he's in third. Bumped out Fedko into fourth place, changing that podium position. Does BRAYDEN Barrett have enough with the judges to do the same? We're gonna have to wait and see here. Speaking to BRAYDEN earlier, and he's really looking forward to possibly getting a chance, winning a wild card position into Innsbruck, as this would be the last chance to then get enough points on the SWC to make it into Red Bull Joyride. Here he gets up into 11th place, 77.30. I'm not sure if that is going to be enough right now. But a good and well-deserved run out there for the Canadian, and moving forth to another Canadian, GRIFFIN PAULSON. And he's dropping in for his second run here from Prince George with a huge double backflip. That's where it went wrong. Under-rotated that one on his first run. You guys aren't familiar with Prince George, they go through some of the harshest winters in Canada. Great to see Paulson traveling around the world out here on this World Series and coming to the Swatch Rocket Air here in the village of Thun, Switzerland. You guys haven't made it out and you don't know where this is, look it up on the map. It's half an hour just north of the Bern capital of Switzerland, located in the mountains. We are live in the ice rink, and it's the 10th year in a row we've been doing this. Huge shout out to the Flying Metal crew and everyone out here at the Rocket Air. But coming up with a big second run here. Oh! Going down hard right there. GRIFFIN PAULSON from Prince George, not able to deliver after that great first section. You see just a complete under rotation after he came off of that front flip, tuck no-hander, I believe. Wanted to just kind of walk away, actually possibly ended up kinking himself a little more than he should have on that one, but upset, however, is fine and able to walk away from this one. GRIFFIN PAULSON is gonna have to try his luck at maybe the 11th edition of the Swatch Rocket Air, and he is sitting with the 19th position so far today. That means our leaderboard has not been changed with our last two riders. You see that GT bicycle right there from the United States of America, David Lieb. He is able to deliver. We've seen him in contests before deliver huge performances, and as well in practice has been slaying it out there. 360 double bar spin, double truck driver right there, and I think that was a backflip triple bar spin into an opposite tail whip. We're gonna have to take a look at the slow motion. Look at this, 1, 2. Oh, just actually got caught up there actually on the second bar spin. My eyes deceived me and thought it was a triple bar spin, but came around with a backflip double there and an opposite tail whip on the step up. Now he's setting up. Lieb qualified in 4th position from our qualification, but is now sitting, I believe, in 20th. Double tail whip. 360 bar spin to tail whip, a little under rotated, but gaining the speed still. Coming up into the hip and into the spine here. I believe that was an off-axis 360 whip. David Lieb from Petersburg. Take a look here. That was that double tail whip right off of that big cannon feature. One of the new sections of the course for 2019. That 360 bar spin to tail whip, slightly under rotated after you have to over rotate for that jump right there. Then you go that flip whip or off axis 360 tail whip and into the flare. Great rotation on that one as well. Not unrotated at all, so the judges are going to be docking great points for this one. We'll have to see how high Dave can move up, however, in the rankings. Like I said, he was currently sitting in 20th position with a 28.3. He's significantly going to improve his score from that one. But will it be enough to get into the 80s and change this leaderboard? Waiting for those scores to come in from the American top panel. FMBA judges out here. This Gold Stop event. A lot on the line for the riders. Yes, a great score actually coming in. A nice 11th position for Dave Lieb. We were saying there's a lot on the line at the Rocket Air. 2 spots will be awarded for Innsbruck, and that at Innsbruck is going to be the last chance for riders to qualify for the Red Bull Joyride. Looking to improve the scores on the SWC, but out there as well, one of the defending champions and the elated for that introduction. They know him out here in Thun. He's been on almost every podium except 3 for the last years of competition in this decade of the Swatch Rocket Air. Sam Pilgrim from Great Britain. Backflip tail whip to a clicked invert right there and linking that front flip. That's where it went wrong for Pilgrim in his first run. Came off of that backflip tuck no-hander, and here you go, the backflip tail whip into a tabletop or invert. Like I said, Pilgrim has been on the podium more than any other athlete in Swatch Rocket Air competition history. He won it back in 2013 as well as 2011. Has been on the podium for so many of those other stops. 3rd last year. Let's see if he can get back up there. Cork 720, ouch. That was a case on that one, but still getting that tail whip air. Coming up into the spine, 360 tail whip and holding forth. Come on, Sam. The last jump with a big flare here. Sam Pilgrim giving some love to the fans out here. Growing up with him in their spotlight. We take a look back here at that Cork 720 that had a little bit too little speed or distance as he gets, however, that clean tail whip. Love how he's just out here having fun. Pilgrim not competing in as many contests as he used to in the past, but still making his way out here to the Rocket Air. So the score to beat right now for first place, it's that man in the hot seat, David Gociak from Poland. 94.3 was set in his first run and has held by over 8 points right now to second place, Paul Couder. Can Sam Pilgrim change things? Nope, it's good enough for 13th. A 76.5.
All right, you've been here every single Rocket Air, and dude, this event would not be the same without you. We are so stoked that YouTube is not keeping you away from Swatch Rocket Air. How do you feel about this event? I know you love it.
Well, basically the only reason I come back is because the crowd are the best crowd ever. And yes, the party atmosphere in here is amazing. You guys rock. I don't care which position I got. You guys are like the best. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Pilgrim!
Always a pleasure to host an event with Mr. Pilgrim on and off the course. One of the most incredible riders to touch a slopestyle bike and enter the world of mountain bike free riding. It's been a pleasure riding and competing with you, as well as hosting all these incredible events. Nice to see you back here, but a man who's back for vengeance, taking the top place in 2016 and 17, was not able to match that with a big crash in 18. Can he put it together? Nikolai Rogakin. And he nails the twister. That's where it went wrong for two. Oh! And pushing harder than anyone we've seen on that step up. Not just going for a little front flip, tail whip, opposite tail whip. Check out, after coming off that twister, the corked out 1080, decides to go for a cash roll. Centimeters from clipping his front wheel on that step up, landing just a little too small of a jump to get that cash roll around, but let's see what he can do on this Cannon 360 tail whip. Coming up into the small hip, but the big jump with a triple tail whip, not holding the feet together. It's not going to be a podium run, but it's going to be one for the crowd. Cork 720. And a beautiful 540 for Nikolai Rogakin. Big round of applause from the Swiss crowd. It's not going to be enough. He knows it's not. But it was still an incredible performance from the young American. .360 tail whip right there. I just wonder if Nikolai was able to deliver his performance the way he had planned his run. Right now, we would be biting our nails waiting for those scores to come in from the judges, expecting to see a rivalry between first place and another man into the 90s on that scoreboard. Gonna have to wait and see though, will he change up the board for anyone else? These were some incredible tricks. Deflation and emotion you can see in the face of Rogatkin right now. The scores coming in. Good enough for ninth place. An unfortunate 48 for Rogatkin as he has to walk home today with a 19th and something that he is not used to taking home. Well, wait and see if you can come back and take another top spot out at the Rocket Air in 2020, Nikolai. But right now we're moving forward to Czech Republic's Jakub Fencel from Prague, sitting right now in 18th position with a 48.3. He as well wants to improve his score drastically as we move forward. Jakub, drop in, run 2 at the 10-year anniversary for the Swatch Rocket Air. Backflip tuck no-hander. Oh, and going off right there on the 360 downside whip. Fencel is upset with that one, to say the least. Take a look back here at Fencel's. So we said there's a lot on the line out here in Thun, Switzerland. It's not only a celebration and the 10th year for everyone at the Swatch Rocket Air, but as well, it's a lot on the line for the Crankworx FMBA Slopestyle World Championship. As we move forward, this will be the last gold stop before we hit Innsbruck, which means 2 wildcard positions are going to be awarded to the 2 non-qualified riders for Innsbruck. We're going to be taking the top 6 from last year's SWC as well as the next 6 in the current ranking. All these riders are battling it out. But why this is so important is making it to Innsbruck. That's going to be, well, pardon, I'll get back into this. Anthony, Missouri on course. Yes, stomps that. Oh, and not holding it together for the Vancouver native. Missouri knows that he just messed up on that pop, hit that front flip as if it wasn't a step up. Look at that helicopter. The backflip, double tail whip. Shooting his BMX roots right there, but loved watching this kid ride from the first time I saw him at Red Bull Joyride. And as we'll link that in, we were speaking about the spots that you get if you can make it to Innsbruck. We move forward for Joyride. There's of course no wildcard position for Joyride. There is going to be chance though for those riders to improve their score at Glenride and at Van Steenbergen's Big White event. Big upset for Anthony, Missouri. We were really rooting for the Canadian boy from my hometown. You guys haven't remembered, look in the history books of slopestyle. Missouri came out and had the highest amplitude of any kid you've ever seen on a slopestyle course. That massive hip jump goes down in my history books of the top free ride mountain bike moments ever in contest history. But a big ups to you, Anthony, Missouri, coming out here to Thun, trying your luck. But it's not going to be an improvement from your first run score. That one sits in a 17th position is what you'll have to go home with, unfortunately. Anthony, I wish you all the best for the next coming events. Thanks for coming out here. But the first rider we saw drop in our first runs from Santa Cruz, California, or Aptos, I do believe the youngest man in our competition, Owen Marks, has the smoothest rotations both ways out of any rider out there today. Can hardly tell which one is the natural or unnatural. I need Tyler McCall out here with his expert knowledge. I'm sure he's watching back at home at his boy from Aptos, shredding out there. As Marks is ready to drop for his second section of the Rocket Air. Beautiful 360 bar spin back, only catching with one hand. That's what I like to see. Oozing style out of this young man. Backflip double bar spin right there, and coming up in to the quarter pipe bar spin. He's gonna hold, actually, I think, with his first run score. It wasn't a bad one. Oh, beautiful, that 360. I believe that was an opposite 360 bar spin to bar spin back. Then there's that 3, and it wasn't quite what he was looking for. He was wanting a combination in that one. Backflip double bar spin there, and then just held a little bar spin. You know that at that point he was feeling okay. We'll hold with what we had in run 1, 68.3, 16th position. No improvement for Owen Marks. Diego Cavarzazzi up next. Diego in 2017 had a 3rd place finish as well as in 2016. Can he top those and get back on the podium? The Italian Stallion. Oh, going for broke. I don't know if he missed the catch on that double bar spin front flip or if he wanted to get it into a triple. We'll hear more about that in the replay. Diego Cavarzazzi all the way from Italy. Check this. Front 1, 2. Yeah, going for a 3rd, but hitting his leg or arm or mixing it up right there. Could have been much worse fall out of that one, but thankfully coming out unscathed as well. Trying to push for a big improvement in Diego's score. He is not going to improve and sticks with that first run right there. Diego, I believe, was sitting in 15th position just in front of Marks. 70.7, but now we move up to 14th position from Germany, a 74 even. One of the greatest guys I've had a chance of competing with and traveling around here to many of the contests, announcing Max May from Germany, dropping in for his 2nd run. Backflip tuck no-hander. Big cork 720. Oh! As he had that one perfect in run 1, he couldn't link it up again. Unfortunate crash right there from Max May. Glad to see him walk away from that one. Could have gone down very hard on the back of his head, but lucky he did not. Check it out on the replay here. Pulling very hard into that cork 720. Held off a little bit maybe there. His body had to rotate a tiny bit more than his bike was willing to make up, and hit the landing maybe just sooner than he expected. Another rider down and out for run 2. Now we got Nicolas Tellier sitting in 10th position. 78.3 from France. Can he join his other French countryman, Paul Couder, on the podium right now? 360 bar spin, front flip, suicide tuck no-hander, and a 180 tuck no-hander on that step-up jump. Beautiful truck driver right there, and into this huge FMX booter size front flip, tuck no-hander, but laying those hands out, suicide. Tuck no-handed 180 right there. Paul Couder, we've seen in many of the contests previous years of the FMB World Series. He's got what it takes to stay up top. He's competed with the best. Can he put the line together that he wants? Flat spin 360, I don't think it's gonna be enough though to stay in to the podium. And a backflip, unturned down. 540 bar spin. Great run for Couder. And look at that, we got some sleet or snow coming down out here in Switzerland. It's freezing outside. Coming from Sweden, Viktor DOUHAN. He's used to the cold, but as well, we had said previously, he is a man of discipline. Can he improve from his first run? The only rider out there doing that trick, the front flip suicide no-hander. Looks like he's coming back with some more poise in run one. Truck driver, front flip suicide no-hander. Great extension on that trick and up into the step up with a 360 downside tail whip. So he has some more poise, he has a lot more speed coming out of that first run. Maybe not an improvement in the difficulty in tricks, as I believe it was the exact same. However, he's coming back with a different riding style. Let's see what he has for this second half. This is where he can really get the points to improve that run. Coming up into the cannon, front flip bar spin, and into this big hip jump, 360 tail whip to tabletop. Hip jump with a 360 unturned down, 2 bar spin, opposite tail whip over the spine, and on the last jump, 540 bar spin, and he holds it together. That was the improvement we were looking for from the young Swedish rider, Viktor DOUHAN, sitting right now in 9th position. Let's see if he can get an improvement. Checking a replay at that 360 tail whip to tabletop, tweaking it out a little bit. There's that unturned down 270 to bar spin. Coming up with that opposite tail whip on the spine jump, and then finishing it off right here strong. The judges are looking for that 540 bar spin on that last quarter dirt jump. If you guys want to stay involved with all the action, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. You can watch all the replays out there from the Rocket Air and see the highlights from the amazing 10 years that have been going on out here in Thun, Switzerland. If you want to stay tuned and follow as well the leaderboard for the Free Ride World Tour, you can go on to FMBWorldTour.com. You will get all the rankings for the world rankings, but as well for the Crankworx FMBA Slopestyle World Championship Series. And that's what the riders right now are battling it out for, if not the top spot here in Switzerland. DOUHAN right now hoping to improve his score of an 80.7. He was sitting in 9th place. Current hot seat leader from his first run, David Gotziak, with that incredible 94.3. It's an improvement, an 83.3. 3 spots up into 6th place for Viktor DOUHAN. A great spot to sit. Viktor came out here and delivered and improved his second run there. Not many riders have been able to do that so far, but a man who we have seen many times out here, and our first pre-qualified rider that we saw drop in run from Great Britain, Tom ISTED, sitting in 9th position with that 82 even. He has what it takes to improve. Can he deliver these tricks? No. Oh, that is an upset for Tom ISTED. A mental block, not being able to get it. Back flip tuck no hander, things went perfectly right, but coming up into this jump, just sometimes you can't pull the trigger. And ISTED, unfortunately, sailed through that one. Upset on that. Hitting the eject, but throwing the hands up for the crowd and loving it. Big 0 flip right there on the deck for Mr. ISTED. Unfortunately, another rider who we see is not going to be able to improve that score on his second run. The history has been vast out here at the Swatch Rocket Air. Been hosting this for over 5 years, and we have seen so much action delivered for mountain bike slopestyle, as well just such an incredible improvement of riding. The audience come out here year and year again. The whole entire city is taken up by this event. Packs out here into the ice rink, melted the ice away and put this dirt in. 10 years strong. The Rocket Air has been doing this, and the Flying Metal crew have been coming together as a beautiful family to deliver this course with a new theme. Not just perfection sculpted on these piece of cake landings, but a new theme year and year again, making it more fun for the riders and the spectators out there. An incredible event to be a part of. That's why the riders keep coming back year and year after year. Tom ISTED right there, trying his luck to improve with his second run, but not getting it. Out here in the night sky, under the castle, snow blizzard we have. It's -2 degrees in Switzerland. Yes, it is May 5th, and it's freezing. Trying to heat things up though as we get through to our last 9 riders of the day. Last 9 riders of the day. Tom is not going to improve his score there. But you hear that song maybe in your ambient background. You see that face and the red and white cross flag of Switzerland in 8th position. Doing it to Melancholy. For the hometown crowd, Lucas Hupert dropping in for his second run as the crowd here in the stadium of Thun are on their feet. 360 bar spin to X up. Backflip, double tail whip, holds on, and just getting that opposite tail whip up onto the deck. So we take a replay look, there's that 360 bar spin to X up. However, this is where it kind of messes up on the landing, doesn't quite stick. As we'll take a look on that second variation of our camera angles, you see the feet couldn't quite get it perfect, had to take in a pedal, scrubbed some speed and had a little bit of a clip. The judges will deduct for that. However, there was no crash in the young Swiss rider's first half of his run. He has a chance to improve his score right now. He's currently sitting in 8th position. He wants to get high into the 80s, at least an 85, let's say. And the crowd out here, if they can do it for anyone, they can do it for Hubert, as they are roaring and on their feet in the stadium. Our box is fogging up with excitement. Front flip from Hubert on that first box. Oh! Not able to get that 720 bar spin. And that's gonna do it for the chance of Swiss rider Lukas Hubert to get up any higher than he already did, qualifying in 5th position, or dropping in our 5th rider, pre-qualified rider to drop. Gonna get a couple more tricks out of the bag here, but his chances of improving that score are wiped. Hubert sitting with an 82.5 in 7th place right now. From Switzerland, and our only Swiss rider. Look at the amplitude on that 720. Just not able to hold it as he caught the bars again from that bar spin and came around. That's an incredibly difficult trick to do. That's an unfortunate turn of events for the young Swiss rider, but we are assured he's going to be back for many years to come on the slopestyle circuit.
Lukas Hubert, du hast es wieder mal geschafft, du hockst in der Top 10 am Rocket Air. Ich weiss, wie hart du an diesem Trick geübt hast. Es hat leider nicht funktionieren das Mal. Aber Huppi, du bist 18. Du hast noch so viele Jahre da mitzumachen. Ich bin 28 und auch noch mitfahren. In 10 Jahren wirst du 5 Barspins in diesen Trick rühren. Lukas Hubert, how stoked are you on Rocket Air 2019?
Jo, danke. Das Publikum ist der Hammer. Es hat leider nicht ganz geklappt, aber ich bin trotzdem happy. Ja, ohne euch Applaus würden wir so Sachen nicht machen und ihr seid die Geilsten.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lukas Hubert!
I love taking in the ambience out there. A nice interview. You guys got to practice your Swiss German to keep up with with what Huppi was saying out there in the interview, but only good things for this amazing crowd. He's going to come back and deliver another performance and have some great competitions rolling forth in the coming years. Man who we dubbed the Italian Stallion, Torquato Testa. He's a man who can do it. Not far off an 83 even. He can improve it. Whoa! If he did tricks like this, that would be the way that he would get on top. Going for a cash roll bar spin right there from Torquato. Imagine this run. Backflip 1 foot X up into a cash roll bar spin just under rotating. or not getting the right amplitude. Couldn't get that arc in. It's a lot more physics than we expect, actually. Quattro testa. And now we move back up to our 5th place. ANTONIN HONORE from France. This was our 7th place qualifier. The 3rd man of the day to drop, and his score has held. 360 bar spin. Front flip, tuck no hander. 360 tail whip. The Frenchman is on one. Let's see what he can put together as he walks up the scaffolding for run 2 here. Dropping in for the second half. On air. Whoa, 720. Over-rotating, but holding his line. Oh, that's an upset. Not getting what he wanted for that hip jump. Woo! Blasting a cork 720. That's a shame. Check out that 720 off of the cannon feature. Couldn't get anything, so just decided to extend that tuck no hander. Blasted a cork 720 right here. I actually even think that could be an opposite cork 720. This would be actually a huge score for the young Frenchman. Let's see what the judges say. If it can be an improvement, however, sitting in that that 83.7 is going to hold for 5th place, but a very respectable score for the young Frenchman. ANTONIN HONORE right there holds with 4 more riders to go. From Germany, a new helmet, a fresh bike, Eric Fedko in 4th place. Had a big crash yesterday with that half shell on. You can see the scratch on his chin right there. He wants the crowd to get on their feet, coming off a world-class performance in the series so far. Oh, not quite getting what he was looking for on that jump. Getting that Superman C-grab backflip and a 360 double bar spin. Let's take a look back and see what happened on that first jump. Didn't get the extension on that tuck no hander. Thumb just held on that left hand. Wasn't able to go any bigger. However, got back for that Superman C-grab backflip. He still can turn things around, but that's going to be hard coming off of that near flawless first run where he's currently sitting with an 84.7. Let's see if he can improve. Looking back up at the camera, getting the crowd on his feet. There's a reason why he has that helmet on. Eric Fedko from Germany, 360 bar spin and tail whip. Oh no! putting it all on the line out there. Oh, that's an upset. There's no improvement in Eric's score, but an incredible display of athleticism from the young German rider. Rodenberg, Germany has some talent in the mountain bike world, and you're sure to be seeing a lot more of action coming your way from Fedko. Check this out, 360 bar spin to tail up and just couldn't hold it, and then slipped the pedal on the push on the crank right there, coming up to get speed into that next jump. Thankfully, getting off unscathed. That could have been a real hard one. Fedko keeps that 84.7 and fourth place. Now there were only three. And the top three right now, Alex Alenko, Paul Couder, and David Gotziak. Two riders that mean have the opportunity to rival David Gotziak's 94.3. Alex Alenko and Paul Couder. Pardon me, Paul Couder is going to be the last rider who is able to change that leaderboard. We already watched Alex Alenko go. This is the last chance at it. Paul Couder at 360, and it's not gonna be it. He's messed up on the first air, and he is going to hold that score. Happy, I'm sure, with the second place. A little bit of disappointment you see in his eyes there. The one rider who was able to change this podium, still on the podium in a very respectable second place with an 86 even. This is the second run from Paul Couder from France. Right now, you see David Gotziak right there up in his hot seat, a huge smile on his face. He knows this is going to be victory lap number one for him at the Swatch Rocket Air. And I'm going to confirm to you guys some other news coming forth out of this final. But right now, we have the unofficial results going to be set. There is no improvement with Paul Couder's score, and that means the 2019 Swatch Rocket Air champion is going to be none other than David Gotziak from Poland with his first run score of a 94.3, and as well going to be awarding himself a wild card position into Innsbruck. David Gotziak is on course for an incredible run. That's what we like to see. There is more in the tank. He could improve his score, and we're excited to see him in the next chapter of this Freeride World Series and the SWC. David Gotziak right there. delivering a world-class performance. We're going to be excited to see him out in Innsbruck, as well as Paul Kuder finishing off second place out here in Thun, Switzerland. I have that confirmation from Darren Kennard. Thanks so much for keeping me filled in out here. Let's take it down to Goziak.
Promise me one thing. Stay on those big wheels, man. You're killing it out here.
Thank.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Goziak!
An incredible turn of events out here. We have a new champion for the first time in the 10 years of the Swatch Rocket Air, battling it out all the way down to the wire. A great podium of world-class athletes. And a happy birthday, the Swatch Rocket Air.
Make some noise for David Goziak!
Goziak right there, lighting the wick. Their little tissue bomb.
Good, okay. You can it. Here we go, 10 Jahre. Swatch Rocket Air. Mit dem Gewinner David Goziak. An die Hunziker Familie und natürlich auch an alle, die hier seit 10 Jahren sich den Hintern aufreißen, diesen Event möglich zu machen. Es sind über 60 Leute, es sind Tausende von Arbeitsstunden, die hier reinfließen, die nicht immer bezahlt werden, sondern hier ist so viel Liebe drin.
As you see right there, that is our winner, 2019 Swatch Rocket Air. It's David Goziak. We just did our birthday celebration for the 10 years of the Swatch Rocket Air. If you guys haven't been able to make it out yet to Switzerland during this incredible event, mark it on your calendar. It's around the same time every year, the end of April. the start of May today. It's snowing outside, but it's heating up inside the ice rink. David Gociak, a new champion and a new man to be reckoned with out there on the mountain bike. Honorable mention goes to Paul Couder in second place, and both those gentlemen have won the wild card position to get themselves into the Crankworx FMBA Slopestyle World Championship, where they are going to compete in Innsbruck, Austria. And we will leave it down to the awards, where Torsten is going to walk you guys through the rest of the day. First place, David Gociak. Second, Paul Couder. Third, Alex Alenko. Fourth, Edek Fedko. Fifth, ANTONIN. A huge round of applause for all our top 20 riders, and as well the non-qualified riders who came out here and made this contest what it is today. Ramon and Jerome Hunziker on top right there, the men who have established the Rocket Air, the entire flying metal crew, everyone out here in Thun, and the entire mountain bike community around the world. Thank you so much for tuning in this year. I am Ryan Meyer. And stay tuned for the awards ceremony and more action coming your way.
Schaut noch mal aufs Ranking. Und da sehen wir die Top 5 Freunde hier auch gleich ehren. David Gociak, Paul Couder, Alex Alenko, Edek Fedko und ANTONIN, die hier unglaublich gut abgegangen sind. Wow, was eine Party! 10 Jahre Rocket Air Slopestyle. Es gibt jetzt hier noch 1, 2 Sachen auf dem Bildschirm und dann
them. We don't matter than way. Where Corky's bad, it's gonna take your life away. It's gonna take you to the cemetery. So R.I.P.D.I.C.K.
Für die Awards, für die Preisverleihung, wie auch immer ihr das Ganze nennen wollt. Wir wollen jetzt hier die Top 5 nach vorne bitten. Natürlich die ersten 3 auf unsere Backerl oben drauf. Und wir wollen beginnen mit dem 5. Platz. 83,7 Punkte hat er gemacht. Der Mann aus Frankreich. 5th place is Antonin. Here we go. This is for you. Get a check. Oh, I thought you were going to get a kiss too. That's unfortunate. Alright, that is a 5th Platz, Antonin. Wunderschönes Ergebnis. Beautiful what he did here. 5th place at the captain version of the Swatch Rocket Air slopestyle. We head into VIKTOR. 4. Platz, VIKTOR aus Deutschland mit 84,7 Punkte. Kommt er hier in den Kreis der Gewinner mit hinein. Ich hoffe, dass wir ihn gleich hier haben, bevor das nicht wehtat, dann wird er seinen nächsten Sturz. Das ist ja eh, hörst du es mal, oder? Du hast auch beworben. Sehr gut. So, der Eric. Ganz verwirrt steht er da, wartet auf das Bier. So, Erik Fetko ist auf dem 4. Platz. Er nimmt sich die Rutsche als den 4. Platz. Sehr gut gelöst. Da ist er. So, wir wollen jetzt zu den Top 3 kommen. 3. Platz, 85,3 Punkte gehen nach Schweden. Alex Alanko, 3rd place of the Swatch Rocket Air slopestyle. Beautiful haircut. And here we go. Alright, wenn er da oben ist, klatscht ein bisschen an. 3. Platz, Alex Alanko. Alright. 2nd place, 2. Platz, 86 Punkte gehen an den Franzosen PAULSON. All right. And also, when he's up there, please make some noise. 2. Platz, da ist er, PAULSON, steht auf dem Scheck drauf. Make some noise, 2nd place. Das gibt's ja nicht. Da haben schon alle 3 Bier drin, weißt? Gut. Alright, wir kennen ihn alle schon. Es war nach dem ersten Run von ihm schon klar. Der Gewinner des 10-jährigen Jubiläums ist der Mann aus Polen, Dawid Gociek! Here we go, da oben steht er. Alle, die jetzt hier noch drin sind, bitte Applaus für den Gewinner, Dawid Gociek! Wunderbar, jetzt stürzt sich die Presse auf Sie. Die Zeit möchte ich nutzen, um mich bei allen hier zu bedanken, Egal, ob jemand hier aufgebaut hat, die Bar gemacht hat, alle, die hier zu Besuch gekommen sind, die ganzen Nachbarn, die Stadt Thun, die ganzen Sponsoren, die uns seit Jahren ermöglichen, dieses ganze Ding hier durchzuziehen, von Fahrern für Fahrer das Ganze. Es ist, wie ihr gesehen, nach 10 Jahren so beliebt geworden, dass wir 18 Nationen hier antanzen hatten für dieses 10-jährige Jubiläum. Ein absoluter Wahnsinn. Also nochmal vielen, vielen, vielen Dank, dass ihr alle da wart. Vielen, vielen Dank für eure Stimmung, die ihr gemacht habt, weil ohne das würde dieser ganze Rocket Air einfach nicht so geil sein, wie er ist. Ich hoffe, wir trinken noch ein Bierchen oder 2 zusammen. Die ganzen Bierstände, Gastro etc. ist noch bis um 23:30 Uhr offen, beziehungsweise 23:30 Uhr müssen wir euch rausschicken, das ist der Deal. Aber dann geht es natürlich später weiter im Gleiswerk mit sicherlich der krassesten Geburtstagsparty, die es jemals gab, hier in Thun. Verpasst es nicht und ganz, ganz wichtig, bleibt hier drumherum. Lasst uns dann hier noch ein bisschen abhängen. Hier kommt der Abschuss. Ganz zum Schluss, vielen, vielen Dank von mir und von Chris. Wir beiden Moderatoren haben es wieder gefeiert, hier zu sein. Danke, danke, danke. Holt euch Bier. Bis nachher. Servus, Vierte und Baba.